The internet sells a very specific vision of early wealth. It looks like a high-speed blur of neon lights, luxury cars, and the constant, chaotic dopamine hit of the digital hustle. This creates what is known as the finish line fallacy. Social media algorithms condition young entrepreneurs to look at the end result of a decade of work and expect immediate returns. They feel entitled to jump straight to the captain's chair without ever learning the game. The consequences of this conditioning are entirely predictable. A windfall of early cash is quickly incinerated by bad debt, leased supercars, and hollow businesses running on autopilot, right before reality crashes in. Keeping wealth in your 20s requires a psychological fortress. It demands an ironclad level of behavioral discipline that trendy, overnight business models simply do not teach. Multimillionaires who actually retain their wealth past adolescence do not rely on internet hype. They follow a strict, unglamorous roadmap built on 7 highly specific principles. The first illusion to discard is the entitlement to skip the hard work. The internet insists you can launch a business on a Monday and demand the respect of a seasoned boss by Friday. Look at any professional football team. The newest player is the one acting as the ball boy at the end of training. You earn the right to step onto the field by paying your dues on the sidelines. Early entrepreneurial ventures require this same submission. You have to serve clients, execute repetitive tasks, and pay your dues with zero ego and zero overhead. Once the first real money comes in, a second impulse takes over, the urge to validate that success. Young earners rush to purchase loud, flashy designer labels to prove to their peers that they belong. Principle 2 diagnoses this as a critical error. In the business world, ageism is a persistent reality. When you arrive covered in excessive, loud branding, you highlight your youth and give older executives an easy reason to ignore you. You command respect by removing the labels. Wearing classic, brandless attire naturally ages you up. A well-fitted blazer and simple trousers allow you to hold your own in a corporate room without looking like you are trying too hard. By suppressing the ego during the workday and projecting maturity through a timeless appearance, you remove the primary excuse people use to dismiss your authority. A dangerous psychological shift occurs when someone achieves significant financial success early on. They develop a child prodigy complex, mistaking good timing in a bull market for their own innate genius. This chart shows the life cycle of the ego bubble. As early profits spike, unchecked arrogance causes the individual to take reckless risks, leading the free market to violently wipe out their entire net worth in an instant. To prevent this, Principles 3 and 6 demand that you actively seek out external humbling forces. Whether it is stepping into a combat sports arena where you will physically lose, or hiring your first employee and realizing you lack leadership skills, you need an environment that regularly puts you in your place. Making $1 million at 18 is a heavy burden. The true test of capacity is whether you can maintain that exact same standard of performance year after year, turning a one-time fluke into a repeatable process. Without an external force to maintain perspective, that early wealth disappears as quickly as it arrived. If you don't choose to be humble, the market will force the lesson on you. Another common assumption among young earners is that their new bank account should instantly unlock a lifestyle of playing the field and casual dating. Principle 4 completely rejects this. Modern dating culture is a massive drain on your time, energy, and capital. You either abstain entirely during your building phase, or you find a highly supportive partner who holds it down for you from day one. This strict filtration system also applies to Principle 5, your inner circle. You should cultivate broad influence and maintain polite relationships across your industry, but keep your actual circle of friends completely impenetrable to block out people attracted only to your cloud. The fastest way to attract that wrong crowd is by keeping your capital highly liquid, using it to buy immediate, depreciating status symbols just to flex on social media. Principle 7 diagnoses the young entrepreneur as their own worst financial enemy. When flush with cash, you are heavily prone to impulsivity. The exact strategy here is to push your wealth away from you. Buying illiquid assets like property or physical gold physically restricts your access to the cash, forcing a long-term holding pattern that neutralizes your worst impulses. True wealth preservation at a young age requires deliberately locking yourself out of your own capital and isolating yourself from the wrong influences. Building a multi-million-dollar net worth by your mid-20s is a 10-year psychological marathon. Success is measured by the ability to suppress natural instincts every single day for a decade. It begins with a 10-year timeline. Year 1 demands absolute submission. By year 5, every surplus dollar is locked away in illiquid assets. By year 10, you step out of a supercar and people actually believe you bought it. This slow, quiet, methodical accumulation runs completely contrary to the loud, frantic, and ultimately hollow digital hustle culture that traps so many ambitious teenagers. Ignore the noise of the internet. Accept the unglamorous work. Keep quiet and start building your psychological fortress today.